So you're wearing what you wore the last time we saw each other.
It's been like not 2 weeks, maybe like a month.
Yeah, has it been a month?
I think it's been a month.
Well, you had that same shawl on, that same.
Did I? Oh my gosh.
Yes, because I look at that picture all the time. And
But this is a different dress.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Do you want to tell everybody, just to start off, since this says entertainment, do you want to tell everybody what you were doing just before you came on, or do you want to?
I don't think anybody wants to know. Oh, nip slip. Sorry.
Definitely, people definitely want to know. I don't know if you want to tell them.
I was just a little bit bored waiting for you. What else am I supposed to do with all that free time? Honestly, what do you think?
How does that work? I mean, can you just use that? So you were using your vibrator.
I was bored. I got it on Amazon for $20. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna test it out, and I tried it out.
Oh, it's brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, this is to replace the one that's too big that you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the little ones.
Right. Because you're probably, you're petite.
Yeah, so you don't want a big old thing stretching. Am I allowed to say stuff like this?
Absolutely. I'm hoping everyone doesn't want a big old thing, because I'm 5'5", 150. So
you don't want that in you. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't, but you can only speak from your experience. So that's so great that you were entertaining yourself. That's what you were doing to prep. I think you may be the first
literally guest. 20 minutes before right now.
So how did it go? Did you get a good
so I'm not used to it because it's like a really strong one. I think it was like made in China, so it's not like the best quality. So it took about 5 minutes to do the job.
Oh shit. Well, you've been done for 15 minutes then.
Yeah.
So a good one? What? A good one's like 30 seconds?
I want to say about 1 minute.
So what's 5 minutes? That's a quarter of a coffee break at work.
Yeah, and only $20. Totally worth it.
Not bad. Made in China.
I'll send you made in China.
Not everything that is made in China. Well, we'll see how long this thing lasts. We'll see.
Oh yeah, you know what? It might break down, right?
It might break down, or it might drain your battery. Does it take batteries?
No, it's a plug-in.
A plug-in. It's a plug-in.
Yeah. I can charge it.
How appropriate. It's a plug-in. Well, it might just be, you might just have to order 3 or 4 of those, Yeah,
I can. I have a lot though. I have like a little collection going.
You do?
Well, I'm in a relationship with a woman, so
yes.
Yes. What do you do?
I do know that. So you didn't tell me that. You just told me you had one toy that you use, and it was too big, and you and she had to go shopping for a new one, but you just went, fuck it, I'm gonna order one on Amazon and see how this works.
Yeah, because so originally she bought a strap-on, and I've never tried that, but it was like a little bit ridiculous. Like you can't do anything with it. It's just too much. So we went to the store and got a smaller one, but it's just a dildo. It's not a vibrator.
Right, you need a vibrator.
They're different jobs.
So
I ordered a vibrator.
Okay, so if you were to lay out the collection of toys now, what is the collection looking like? Don't show it to us.
I can't show it right now, but no, so far, no, she'd be really pissed. So far it's only about 4. No, wait. We just got an anal thing. Hold on. So 5.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I love that we're just this is such a great way to, this is, you just stick it in, no foreplay, just stick it in on the podcast.
Yeah,
that's what we do here. That's what we do. This is going to be shocking to some of the more, I don't know that I have a huge conservative viewership, but there are some people who may watch this and go, what turn is this podcast taking? So yeah. I do want to give you an intro, though. I do want to give you an intro.
That was a really bad intro.
No, that's not the intro.
What were you doing right before the podcast? Oh, yeah, I was fucking myself.
Perfect.
I mean, that is not a
perfect. Normally, we would build up to that, but that's a metaphor for what it would be like for you and I. We would just jump right into it. So,
This is our kind of friendship. Like
It
I
is
actually,
our,
yeah, I actually kind of missed you. I'm like, you're one of my cool friends now. Like, you know, we should hang out.
oh, we will.
Come on.
That leads me in perfectly to how I'm going to introduce you. So may every man in his life be blessed enough to have what I have, which is a friend who's female friend who is so fucking smokingly hot, sexy, fun, cool, honest, totally honest, and who is a professional pinup model.
Yeah.
She is North Orange County's own beautiful and adorable Michelle Jacques. Welcome to the
Oh,
No Idea
thank
Zone.
you. Thank you so much. I'm
Yes.
so excited.
Oh, yeah, you've been excited because I was trying to get you to do other shit. You were like, I want to do your podcast. And I was like, all right.
Yeah,
So,
I'm actually looking forward to it, but you know, with my schedule, it's been a little bit crazy lately, so I apologize. But
yeah,
I'm here.
I know. I feel like I'm sort of in an emotional affair with you a little bit because
I know.
you've been like, you had to get everyone out of the house for this.
Yeah. So my amazing, wonderful girlfriend is very much against this. She's not really into like the dark humor, the dirty talk, the bad mouth, potty mouth. She hates it. So I'm like, okay, I gotta wait for her to leave so I can set this up.
She's a Republican senator.
No, she's just very conservative, like very she wants like a private, quiet life, and she's like really shy about sexual, you know, just anything sexual we really don't talk about unless it's in
Okay.
the bedroom.
But she's totally cool with you exhibiting your, like, having your fun and being a personality, because that's what you are. You're a pinup model, professional pinup model, and you're super, super sexual. Like one of the most sexual women I've ever met, openly sexual. Like
That's a good thing, right?
it's amazing.
Okay.
I think you should give motivational speeches to other women. I think you should do like life coaching to help women who have hangups. Seriously, this could be a huge industry. Women who are like hung up because their soul got fucked in the ass by their college professor who told them they shouldn't be sexual, or certain guys are gross, and you know, this, that, and the other. And
They got to play the field. You know, there's always a good penis for everyone. You're not going to like just be with one person and assume that is it for you. No, you got to, you know, hop around. Try to, you know, it's like, what's that saying? People say you can't buy the car if you, oh crap, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The same for women though. Like, you know, like not all men are going to be like what you expect. Like, I feel bad saying this, but just like some guys just don't make the right fit.
there's a fit and a hopping that goes into this. I love that I just got your missions. That we've known each other a little while now, and this is the first time I'm hearing her personal mission statement on, you're hopping around, but you're with a girl. You have a girlfriend, like you fell in love with a girl.
So I did. I was actually not really into women before. I was always, you know, really much into men. And then I met her. She kind of looks boyish. And I was just like, wow, like she's so hot. And she's so like, she's the opposite of me. So it kind of just attracted me because I'm like wild and crazy. I say anything. I have no filter. Sometimes people are embarrassed to have me around them because I just say whatever. And it's kind of embarrassing. So she's the complete opposite. And I feel like she does mellow me out. So like, I do feel a little more calm around her and not like a, you know, crackhead. I mean, I'm always like all over the place. And on top of that, I drink a shitload of coffee.
Yeah,
Doesn't help.
yeah. So she kind of brings you back down to earth a little bit. She's a good like balance for you.
Yes, definitely. So she's amazing. It's just, you know, she's not really into like, you know, putting our private life on blast. She's kind of just like wants everything really, you know, like low key and like, and I respect it. I mean, she's, you know, a private person and I'm like completely open. You want to talk about anal? Shit, let's talk about anal. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about impressing people. I just want to be myself. I was an introvert when I was little. I was bullied. I was like a dork. Now I'm like, you know, screw you. Like, I'm gonna be myself. I don't care what people think.
Well, we're gonna unpack a lot of that. We're gonna unpack a lot of that. First of all, speaking of anal, you just recently went and did a fucking cleanse and they stuck something in your ass,
Oh my
right?
God.
And you were like, it was the size of like you told me it was a tiny little straw like thing. And
Like a
yet,
little tube.
yeah, so you don't like anything in your ass. If that, you don't like that thing in your ass.
It was not very pleasant. And I literally, it's like getting an enema for like an hour. It's like getting douched, like a whole 60 minutes of water going.
This is why you come to the No Idea Zone, people, because I can't give you this kind of wisdom. Michelle Jacques can bring this wisdom to you of experiences that I don't know anything about. So tell us why you were there in the first place.
So that anal cleanse, it's called hydro something, whatever. It's supposed to like flush out all the bad stuff that's stuck in your intestines. So like, you know, it does help you, like if you're bloated, it kind of helps your, you know, like you do actually lose like 5 to 12 pounds, I think you can lose from all that, you know, backup, buildup.
Okay, but why, wait, before you fucking sell the package to the viewer, why were you there in the first place? What the fuck were you doing there, right? You didn't go there on your own.
No, I didn't go there on my own. So I went to Yard House and I was drinking by myself. And then I happened to run into my brother and his girlfriend. And so we just took a lot of shots. I don't even know what I drank. It was like a watermelon tequila shot. I don't know, whatever. So I was kind of drunk and she's on Groupon like, hey, we should do an anal cleanse, you know, do it with me. And she's like, you can lose like 5 to 12 pounds. And I'm like, dude, I am all for losing 5 to 12 pounds. Let's go. But I was drunk. So like, obviously, like, I don't remember like much until she's like, oh, I scheduled our appointment to get our anus flushed or whatever she said. And yeah, so I couldn't back out. I mean, she did schedule the appointment. It was.
Oh, and then I called you up the next. Go ahead.
It was a drunken choice. You know, like you make choices sometimes,
right.
like these really weird decisions that you make when you're drunk. I mean, you wouldn't do that when you're sober. I thought it was a good idea when I was drunk.
I know you made the decision when you're drunk, but you were not drunk when she went, hey, it's time to go get your ass pumped.
I just felt like it was a good bonding time with the girl, you know, like she was my.
But I called you the next day. And hey, how are you? We were talking. And you go, oh,
I don't
feel so good. And I said, why? Why don't you feel good? And you said, well, I went to have this fucking enema. You basically got an enema. And
it's called the hydro cleanse.
Okay,
something
whatever.
Like that.
They stuck a little straw in your ass. And then your stomach hurt for like how long after?
I think I was having stomach pain for like 4 days straight.
Yeah, this doesn't sound good. So do you feel fine now though?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
But you don't want to go through that again.
Oh, fuck no. I was in the middle of it going like, I'm going to pull this tube out and I'm just going to fucking leave. Like, it was horrible. And she called me because it's, you know, just like it's one bed per room. So she's calling me as is getting, you know, flushed out. And she's like, I don't feel so good. You know, my stomach hurts. And I'm like, me too. And we're like both like crying on the phone, like in pain. So I asked her like, hey, like, do you want to do it again? She's like, no way. Like, I think I'm good. Like she did like the high intense, like she did like the high pressure. So her intestines are probably like really sore after. I did the low pressure.
She got the Supreme. She got the Supreme.
Yeah.
She got the
that's just hardcore.
She got the XL package. So and then you go in, right? This is how she describes it. So you go in and they give you you have to do it yourself. They give you the tube and the fucking lube, right? Tell us about the insertion, the self-manual insertion.
I just go and there's a bed with a hole in the middle and I'm like, okay. And then there's like a little tube with a wrap over it with some Vaseline or whatever they use, some lube. And I'm like, and so I asked the girl, like, am I supposed to shove this in myself? She's like, yeah, we're not allowed to, you know, touch our patients. I'm like, I've never shoved anything in there, but like on my own, like I don't know where to aim. Like, is there a mirror? Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm like, what do I do? Do I just like find it? Like, you know, it was a little bit difficult. And finally, when it went, like, ooh.
So didn't you have to like call out to her and go, hey, I think I put it in wrong, or didn't you need some assistance?
Yeah, no, when she came back, I was thinking maybe I inserted it like wrong because it felt a little like there's too much stuff coming out.
I think all of this information might be
useful.
Evidence. All of this information might be evidence leading to why there was a Groupon available in the first place.
But I understand why people do it. They do want to clean out their, you know, buildup in their intestines. Like, and then they give you a probiotic. So then you're like, you know, you just got to take a probiotic daily.
But your stomach was hurting for 4 days. I think you probably either one of two things. Either it's just a bad choice, or you put that thing in your ass. You and your girl put those things in your ass the wrong way, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I've never inserted anything in there in my entire life. So it was, you know, it was a first. It wasn't pleasant. The tube wasn't really that, you know, comfort. It didn't have like a comfortable tip. You know, it wasn't like meant. It wasn't like a, you know, like a
it was a hard plastic. It was a hard plastic.
Yeah, plastic hard tube. It was very uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable.
I won't do it again.
Okay. So wow. I love this. I love that we spent 15 minutes on.
Can you believe that women talk about this shit? Like, I talk like this to my girlfriends, but not really to men.
You know what would be great is that because I'm in show business and I have a lot of woke yuppies around me, it would be great just to have you around more when I'm in company well, first of all, because you're really hot and it's nice as a man to have hot women around, but also that you'll scare off certain people who I don't want to be talking to in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, that could be a service you could market. I'm thinking very marketing wise for you. You could start a business and go, I will scare off your boring friends. If you hire me,
so uncomfortable that they will willingly just step away.
$75 an hour. $75 an hour. Here's my rates. I could do, like, if you want to do a block booking, I can come for like a weekend if you're having family and you want them to leave. You know, or like if it's late night, you're having a party and you want people to leave at the end of the party. I can
do that.
Yeah, dude, you would be.
That's a really good idea. I should trademark that.
This is what I get paid the big bucks for. You really should, actually. At the very least, it would be a hilarious comedy sketch.
It would.
Yeah.
Hire me. I will scare off your family.
That's right. I will get people to leave your party.
That's really cool.
That's cool. So
I'm really gonna look into that.
And this is why this is our chemistry, right? We bring these ideas out. So you before all the toys, before the plethora of toys, you just had a strap on.
Yeah, that was our first toy.
And your girl wears the strap on.
Of course.
And you're Michelle Jacques. Can we call this the jock strap?
Sure. That's good. Whoa. You just came up with that now?
So I think that's going to be the title of this episode.
Jock strap.
The jock strap.
Oh, my God.
People in the No Idea Zone, for an hour today, you are getting the metaphorical jock strap.
Nice. I like it.
Yep. Oh man, could you imagine how much fun that this girl and I had together? We had so much fun. There's more fun to come too, because we have other things we're doing together. I hope you're going to be able to do this other stuff that I'm doing. So you grew up, to shift this to a little more, it's never going to be serious because you're so adorable and lighthearted, but you grew up, you had a pretty rough upbringing. You were totally cute and adorable, but you thought you were ugly because you got picked on in school mercilessly mercilessly in North Orange County.
It was actually in LA County.
It was in LA County. What
Yeah.
neighborhood? What neighborhood were you in LA?
So I lived in a city that probably most of you don't know about. It's called Wilmington. It's near Carson, near San Pedro, like that area, like South Bay area.
South Bay, yeah.
So I went to school there, and I physically, verbally got bullied from, I want to say, 3rd grade and up. It was to the point where I just didn't want to go to school, but I had to, you know, obviously. But, you know, I didn't want to play during recess. I didn't want to go on our lunch break because these kids would literally throw food at my face. So it was just constant bullying. I got cursed at. I got in trouble. They would team up and lie and say, oh, Michelle said the F word, and I would get detention when I wasn't even allowed to say shut up at home, or I'd get beat up for that. I mean, we grew up in a strict household, so we never cursed. We were good kids, my brothers and I, and so these kids were just vicious. And I think I told you, like, one day I went home,
You told
I
your
told my
mom.
mom, and I just started crying. I'm like, Mom, like, I really wish I had a mustache like the rest of the girls at school. And she's like,
those were the girls who were picking on you. Those were the girls who were bullying you, the ugly girls. Because you were adorable. You didn't realize that you were adorable.
I didn't know, and I would cry. I hate my green eyes. I wish I had brown eyes like all the other girls. And just, you know, it was just really bad. And later on, actually, I do remember one thing I didn't tell you. I had a doctor appointment to see my pediatrician when I was a kid. And I pulled him aside and I asked if I can ask a personal question. And he said, sure, sweetie. So he you know, put me to the side, and I asked him, do you happen to know how much it costs to get butt surgery? And he's looking at me like, what do you mean? I get picked on. The kids make fun of me for having a big butt. So I just want to know how, if you know, like, what to do. Like, can you do surgery on my butt? And he said, sweetie, I don't want to sound weird, but trust me, that's not a bad thing. Maybe now, but just wait till you're older and it'll be a good thing.
What a good doctor.
Like, okay, cool, whatever. And I just went along with my day.
Yeah. How old were you? Do you remember how old you were when that?
I want to say maybe 8 or 10, maybe 10. I don't remember. 8 or 10, around there.
That's such a weird thing, because usually the girls who are cute are the ones who have all the friends. I mean, and anyway, in my experience.
No, not at my school. They used to throw rocks at me. You know, playing dodgeball, my head was a target. So yeah, it was horrible.
You were one of many kids. Many kids were the target of dodgeball sniping.
Oh yeah.
That was like, there had to be a couple other kids who took some of the abuse. No? Was
honestly,
it just you?
No.
You didn't have any other human shields to take some of the, like, some other kids to eat at lunch? Were you sitting all alone at lunch?
Yeah, most of the time. So pathetic.
This is what's the most amazing thing to me, is that they didn't break you.
No,
like, not only break you, but you have this unbearable lightness of being, this unbearable, like, light soul that's just such a bright light. And
thank you.
You would think that like those kids just had no effect on you at all. Like, as the long term, like, you're an amazing human being, you know, and that's incredible.
Thank you. You know, it was tough, but then, you know, we eventually moved out of that area when I was about 12. And so my life did change drastically after that. So
just the new school and a new environment.
Yeah, new school. I was a little bit shocked when kids were trying to hang out with me. I had friends the first day of school. And I was like, why are they talking to me? Because I was so used to being like a loner. So yeah, it was different after that. Except for one thing that I don't think I've ever said to you. In high school, I did have a trio. It was 3 guys. They were big bullies when I was in high school. And you would think women, girls, right? No, they were guys. And I got bullied badly by these 3 guys. And I thought, when I'm older, I'm going to find them and I'm going to beat the shit out of them. That's what I used to think back then. They would bully the crap out of me and call me mosquito bites. Or is that your front or your back? Hey, itty titty bitty committee. Well, you know, like I had no boobs when I was in high school. So I think all that, like, you know, picking on me and all that bullying got me to like save up enough money to get my boobs done. It was, I mean, I was always so insecure because of that. But then after I got them done, I'm like, I love it. So, you know,
but you would have
I made
been,
the right choice.
I told you this. I told you this. If you hadn't done that, you'd still be the girl with small titties who everybody wants to fuck.
Oh,
you'd still be
did,
because you had the ass, you were beautiful. Obviously, you were beautiful. You could probably look back on your pictures and know how adorable you were. You even told me you had the little pigtails
with the Sharpie eyebrows and the lip liner. That wasn't very cute. I don't want you to see that. I'm not going to send you a picture.
That was you?
I did that maybe like a couple of years. Oh, I was just following the trend back then.
Yeah, you were just insecure. I mean, for all the shit that you took, you had to have some insecure. I mean, I had my own being a short guy. I think probably around 19 or 20, I shed all that. Like I was really afraid to talk to the girls I liked in high school. But I would also do crazy shit. There was a girl I really liked in high school, and I went up to her table at lunch, and she was a cheerleader, and all her friends were sitting around, and all her friends are sitting around her. They've already been seated, and you know, they're already settled in. And I went up and I just said hi to her. And you know, I came up to the table. You don't do that as a guy. I wasn't in her circle of friends. I wasn't like, I knew her, but I wasn't in her circle of friends. And I went up to the table, and I remember her friends laughing. And
oh no,
one girl glared at me and was like, "What are you doing?" And the other girls were like rolling. You know, I was like 16 or 17. I didn't know that, for one, that there's jealousy. Like I didn't pick up on that there might be these girls, or that the girl just didn't like me or whatever. But that affected me. I never forgot about that. And there are other things that have happened, but I didn't get bullied like that. I didn't get, you know, I just had the basic, very basic garden variety guy rejection shit, you know. Yeah. But yeah. I never got bullied. And the reason I think I didn't is because I acted crazy in high school.
Yeah, so people were afraid of you.
They were afraid. You know, they thought I was nuts. Oh, yeah, a little bit. Like I acted crazy, and I had to because I was small. I was acting crazy because I was afraid, because I was so much smaller than everybody.
Than the rest of the guys in school.
Sophomore year, imagine sophomore year being 15 and I looked probably like I was 13.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see how boys, I mean.
So I attracted crazy friends. That's the other thing.
Oh, okay.
Some of the friends I attracted were crazy, but you know, they meant well. But no, I never dealt with, oddly, also I played sports. I was pretty athletic.
Okay, so you were like in the popular crowd?
Not popular. I was definitely not popular.
But not like a loner.
I avoided the terror, that torment, that kind of torment. You know, I think I had the respect of the criminal element in my high school.
So funny.
So yeah, so that could have been a something of a, but no, man. I mean, it was just social ostracism. It was very white. First of all, it was very white, my high school, because we moved to Florida from Chicago. So I graduated high school in Tampa, Florida, and it was extremely white, very Gap, everybody wearing Gap clothes, and Umbros, a lot of guys wearing Umbro, you know, that whole, very white, just extremely suburban white. And they brought black kids in from other parts of town. You know, they were trying to do integrated schooling, and the kids who were black just stayed in their own area.
Okay.
And the white kids stayed in their own area. And then we had a lot of Cubans and Puerto Ricans too. It was Florida, so there was a little intermingling with the white kids and the Hispanic kids.
Yeah.
But it was just, it fucking sucked. It fucking sucked. And I remember graduating high school, how happy I was that when I went to college, because I did 2 years of college, I didn't have to go every day. That was my favorite thing about college, was I could go 2 or 3 days a week.
Yep.
Oh my God. It was like an early release from a prison sentence.
So you really hated high school then, huh?
Yeah, I hated it.
That's crazy.
I think
I hear that more from like girls than boys in high school. Like I feel like girls get it worse, but I don't know. I guess I didn't really talk to many boys in high school.
There are two. That's the most amazing thing to me, because I would have been all over. You and I would have been fast friends. I'm glad we met, at 40, but we would have been really fast friends, if we were teenagers together. Because I was one of those guys who, if you were hot, I didn't care if you were I didn't care if you were popular. I just wanted a girl who was attractive. I didn't have there was no pretense with me about that.
You're like, as long as you look hot, I don't care about your personality.
No, I don't care at all. Well, yeah, there's that. I was pretty shallow in that way, but
that's pretty funny.
Yeah. But I didn't have to put up with that. I didn't get that torment. So, I mean, if you really,
honestly, it doesn't really affect me. I really don't care. It's just like, oh, whatever, I dealt with it.
You dealt with it. Look at you. Look at who you are. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, try bullying me now. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty feisty. Yeah. I'll karate chop your throat.
If you bully her, I'll show up. And I'll act crazy.
Yeah.
So you had a bit of a rocky upbringing. In those days, in our generation, you didn't really have you didn't have this whole extra protection, and you didn't have all these campaigns about bullying and shit.
No, not really.
No, there was nobody was on TV crying for us.
No, not that I recall. I mean, I would try to bring it up to my parents, but I was actually afraid of my parents. So I didn't want to I get in trouble. I'm like, if I say something, I might get grounded, even though I'm the victim. But they were just really strict. So I was actually pretty afraid. So I had to just keep it to myself most of the time.
There was a lot of terror going on between school and home. You were just like, when you got free, now let's talk about when you got free, because this is the good shit, right? You got free at 18 or 19, or when you turned 18 and you were like, I'm going to fucking have fun.
Oh no, I was having fun, I want to say maybe 16, 17.
Okay, 16, 17 was when
you
were
I met a group of friends in my science class, and I was pretty, I was kind of dorky. I mean, I really was kind of a nerd. I had not that many friends, I didn't really wear makeup. I was just kind of dressed like shit, whatever. And this girl, I don't want to say her name, but she pretty much was like, hey, you want to hang out, maybe do homework after school? And she was a nerd. I thought she was. So then after school, we didn't really do that. She's driving her mom's car, and instead we went to a pool hall and drank alcohol.
And she showed you how to shoot pool.
So
and you're like, this girl's a nerd. You had no idea this girl was
with a bunch of college guys. I'm like, this is fun. So there goes nerdy Michelle turning into freaky Michelle. So yeah, I started partying kind of early.
Yeah, so the older guys were having a fucking ball.
Oh, of course. We were going to frat parties. I mean, we're horrible.
Now, at 16,
at the beach, hanging out with all the surfers. It was just.
Right. That's because you were in LA.
Yeah. Well, actually, we would hang out in Huntington Beach pretty often.
Why? When I was in high school. Why Huntington?
Because when we moved out of LA, we moved to Whittier, which is still LA, but it's not really far from Huntington.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Whittier's east of LA, though, isn't it?
It's actually close to North Orange County. So it's Whittier, and then you hit La Habra, which is Orange County already, and it's next door.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's it's kind of I don't know. I want to say LA is maybe 45 minutes from Whittier, 30 minutes.
Yeah. I've been to Whittier. I went to actually the racetrack. They have a racetrack out there.
They do?
I think so.
They were Uptown Whittier. That's pretty well known.
I was
I don't
so
know if you've been
stoned in
there.
those days when I first moved out here. I was so high all the time. I
Yeah, me too.
I
I'm just kidding.
might have been Whittier. It might have been, who the fuck knows?
Something with a W.
Yeah, it was
Close
out
enough.
there. It was out east of, it was out past downtown. So
Oh no, yeah. This is more like La Habra, La Mirada,
La
Cerritos.
Mirada. I
Yeah,
have been to La Mirada because
that's
I
literally down the street. I mean, it's
okay.
next door.
Wow.
Next door.
Not a pretty part of town.
It's not bad actually. When we moved there, I was actually pretty shocked. It was nice.
Okay.
We moved to like I think it's more like East Whittier.
Okay.
It was pretty nice. I liked it. It wasn't really scary like my previous school. So I enjoyed growing up in Whittier a lot. We had neighborhood friends. We'd play hide and go seek. We'd play tag. I mean, we were always outside playing. It was so much fun.
So you would go down to Huntington.
Yeah, but that was like when I was in high school and I became kind of a bad girl.
Okay.
We would go out to Huntington. We would sneak alcohol in our water bottles and we would get drunk on the beach. And all these surfers would come out and we're like wearing these thong bikinis, like, oh, hey, we were pretty bad. And we were high school girls, like, we were bad.
Yeah, bad. I mean, you were making somebody's day. Whoever was running
Totally.
into you on the beach
I
was
played
like,
football on the beach with my thong bikini. I would
oh
do
my
that.
God, those guys were like, they won the lottery that day. Was
Yeah.
it always, now, did you make friends with like the same guys and you plan to meet up, or was it always like, want to meet some new guys every time? What was
I
it?
don't know, like, honestly, so like my high school was like 90s, almost 2000. And back then, I feel like so there were a few groups of guys that we would keep hanging out with because they were really hot. But we were kind of slutty. Like we would just go out there almost like every weekend just to meet guys. And we liked older guys, like college guys with like cool cars. Yeah, we were bad. And then
This is why college guys want to get cool cars.
yeah, and they would buy us alcohol. I mean, we're like 16, 17.
That was like the beginning of the whole Fast and Furious period of time.
Yeah, I
too,
think
right?
so.
Right.
Yeah,
So
because
that
I
was a whole.
graduated at 99. And then I kind of took a 2-year break, partying a little bit too much.
Wow, you did.
And
You
then
took a break.
I went to college, but I was just a big mess. But yeah, like I was a bad girl. And then it didn't hit me until about 30 when I'm like, you know what? I think I need to calm down. I don't want to end up dead. Like my liver is going to hate me. I need to just like stop. So it took a while, but yeah, like I'm pretty boring now.
Yeah, this is boring.
This is boring compared to
Yes, how you were a shit show.
my 20s and teens. I was horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to party? It's 4 a.m. I'm down. Like I was so bad. I didn't care. Booty call.
Tell us some.
Let's go.
You have some great stories. Tell us. We want to hear some. What was the one you were telling me when we were together? About you found out something was happening at like you drove to Vegas or something. I forget what it was you were telling me. You just got up and drove to like another state or something to party.
Oh, Vegas? Oh, that was in my 20s though. Yeah.
No,
like it was just random.
I should have written this shit down.
Are you thinking about Rosarito?
What, you're what?
Rosarito, like Papas and Beer, like that whole scene?
No, I don't know. You showed up somewhere. You were going to something. Someone was like, they're having a party over at oh fuck, I don't remember. My memory's shot now. But yeah, you have some things like that where you would just spontaneously get up and go to San Diego or go to Mexico or something.
Yep. I was 18 and so a lot of my girlfriends were already 21 and they were kind of just bummed out, like, you can't really drink, you're 18, blah blah. No, I was 19. So then they're like, let's just go to Rosarito. You can drink there at 18. I'm like, hell yeah. So we just get up and go. We have friends in San Diego. We'd stay there after, but we would like literally get so trashed that like the next morning we're like, where the fuck are we? Are we in a different country? We're so hungover and so drunk. We were a mess. Told you I was really bad. Like I don't even know how many times I've blacked out drunk.
You're lucky that nothing bad happened.
I know, I really do. I feel blessed about that. It's kind of embarrassing, but I was extremely irresponsible. Like to the max.
Now,
Yeah.
did you ever have somebody you would hang with did you like people who are more irresponsible or equally irresponsible to you, or were you like, I need someone who's like gonna keep track of me a little bit?
Oh no. All my friends were just as horrible. We were all just a bunch of drunk bitches. Like we were all horrible. We were such bad influence to each other. They're like, oh, you know, should we stop? I would say something like, oh, should we stop drinking? I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of getting late. They're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe just one more. Let's go to a different bar. Okay, cool. And we'd go. I mean, we were all bad influence with each other. And I didn't really have that responsible designated driver friend. Like I really didn't. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Did you have
I've been in the car with a drunk driver many times.
what was your do you remember the specific girls? Was there a rotation of girlfriends you guys had like a little crew, or you just would?
So this is kind of fucked up. So like I had a bunch of friends. Like I was a little bit popular in my 20s. Like I always had something to do. I always had girlfriends. Like a lot of my girlfriends were really hot too. So like we would all kind of hang out with each other and like go to clubs or bars or whatever. So then when I have a son, which I think you know, but when I got pregnant, all those girls that were my friends all of a sudden kind of just started disappearing. And then I heard from one of them saying, you know, like we don't hang out with moms. That's just kind of gross. Yeah, straight up. And I'm like, you know what? Screw you. That's my choice. You know, like I don't want to
Those
get
were
rid of
not
this.
really your friends.
So that's when I knew I need to kind of rethink who my real friends are. Those aren't real friends. Those are just people that use you just, you know, to their, you know, advantage. You're not like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had a big group of actual real friends that I can trust like with anything. So I feel blessed that now I do have maybe about 5 real friends that I can trust. And one of them is my girlfriend. I mean, she's literally my best friend. I can trust her with anything. But back then, no, all those friends that I had that I thought were my cool, pretty friends are all a bunch of fake people. So yeah.
Fake ass hoes.
Fake ass hoes, just like my boobies. Fake. I'm just kidding.
Did you have them then? When did you get the boobs?
No. So I didn't get these done until 2007. Yeah. Still look good though.
Man, we're going to be seeing a lot more of those.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm a lucky guy.
You're a boob man, huh?
I'm a beautiful woman, man. But yes, I'm also a boob man. Boobs are there. Boobs are in the top 3. They're in the top.
I've always wanted to know, are guys, like majority of men, more into booty or boobies? Like, what do men prefer? Because I feel like back in the day, like when I was in high school, every guy wanted a girl with big boobs, and I was, you know, the complete flat girl. And, you know, I didn't really have much luck with guys because I had no boobs. They were literally mosquito bites. I was a size A. I mean,
you were flat. You were flat chested.
Like, yeah, like it was like barely, like it looked like a tiny little cone. Just it was horrible. But back then, I feel like all the guys were boob guys, and then after I got them done, all of a sudden it's like all butt guys. I'm like, really? What happened to you guys back then?
You still got that. You still got that ass.
Booty, but it's like I got these done. You know how painful this was.
Shit. I mean, I don't want to break this to you, but
fun bags.
Most men are not that discriminating, meaning boobs or ass or
they don't care, right?
They're not getting laid, man. I mean, most dudes are not getting laid. And if a pretty girl could have no boobs and she shows you some affection, yeah, you're gonna be like, you know, You're gonna be
Yeah, because I see a lot of celebrities, and I'm like, I see a lot of girls that have like nothing up here, nothing back there, and I'm like, dude, they're gorgeous. Like they don't even need it. Like they're just beautiful. So I feel like it's not really like a necessity. I mean, unless they want
not
to
a
be
necessity,
fed.
but as like a heterosexual guy,
Uh-huh.
and now when I'm like in my fantasy, I like womanly women, meaning hips, small
Like
waist,
curvy-ish.
curvy. But it doesn't necessarily mean huge boobs. It could be small boobs and a big, nice,
Like an
firm
hourglass shape, you know.
hourglass, womanly.
Yeah.
I don't want a woman who looks like Anne Hathaway. Like I'm not that I'm saying I would, if she's saying I have to fuck Stephen Lolli, I'm not gonna say Anne Hathaway, you're built like a little too white for me, a little less. No, I mean I would still sleep with Anne Hathaway. I just want to explain that, qualify that. But I like in my fantasy, in my what's most erotic to me and most arousing is womanly, super
Yeah, like the Marilyn
womanly,
Monroe figure. That's how I describe it. She's very curvy.
and feminine too, like still feminine, not like real.
So you
And I
wouldn't
think
date a girl who's like your ideal girl, but was a little bit like tomboy
tomboy is okay, but like
with that deep
a
man
woman,
voice?
no, the man voice, no. The voice is a major thing. Like if a woman has a voice that's like manly,
Deeper than yours.
she could look like Selma Hayek. If she's got a deep
Oh,
voice, I can't fucking do it because you're gonna be in bed with her talking dirty
hey,
and
baby.
trying to have fun, and she's gonna like, And then once I slept with a girl, she had a perfectly fine voice, but when she would orgasm, it was like I felt like I was with a bear, like a
No
bear.
way. That's what
Oh, the growling, the guttural growling. And I was like, I can't not
Oh
only
my gosh.
can't keep an erection, but also I'm biting my lip and hiding my face in her neck so she doesn't see me laughing. Because the
Wow.
noise is making me laugh, and
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, you just tell her, like just cover your mouth or put like what do you call those? Those gag balls?
no, better solution. Last time we sleep together, that was it.
Okay, yeah.
That was it. That was it.
Oh, me.
And also there was a girl who I dated, who was actually a girl, I guess was a girlfriend for a very short period of time, maybe just a couple months. And when she was super cute, super fucking cute, adorable, Jewish girl, actually. Very nice girl too, smart, funny, cute, no boobs, but she was cute. She was curvy. She had a nice curvy womanly shape. But when she would orgasm, her eyes would bulge out like a bird, and she'd like, I don't know, she looked like a little pterodactyl, like when she'd come, and she
No way.
and I could not help. I was wanting to like fucking fall out in laughter because it was such a funny face. And I'm sure other women have seen my face and been like, oh God, I can never sleep with that guy again. But
Oh my
the
gosh.
pterodactyl, I could still remember. And her little hands were like talons. She would do this and like,
Stop.
and the eyes would bulge out, and oh dude.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard anything like that before. That is funny.
So yeah, so there's
Or
that.
do you prefer that or someone that doesn't make a sound at all?
I need talk. I need dirty talk. It depends. I mean,
What about someone that dirty talks, but it's like they're nonstop? They're just like going on. You're talking dirty, where it's just like constant. Like, isn't that kind of a turnoff?
yeah, but I don't think I've ever had that. I've never had that. Never. I've never had you. Why do you talk nonstop?
No. I mean, a little bit of dirty talk, but just a good amount. A good amount.
Who talks nonstop though?
I don't know. People that drink too much coffee. I mean, I don't know.
That's you. You drink too much coffee.
I do. Actually, I've had 6 cups today. I think 5 or 6. Yeah.
Why don't you just try going down to 4? Just go down to 4 one day.
I'll try to cut back a little bit. I love coffee.
I know, but just as an experiment, I want to see what happens.
No, I've done it before. I quit coffee for 4 days and I was angry and I hated everybody and I was just in a bad mood. And
You were
I actually got
unpleasant
headache.
to be around. You were an unpleasant person to be around.
Very unpleasant. And people can tell. I would just snap at people and they're just like, whoa, you haven't had your coffee today, huh? And it's because
That's exactly what it was.
I just love the flavor and I love how I feel when I'm, like.
It's a high.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than being drunk at work. I'd rather just be, sipping on my coffee.
Oh, but we had this conversation. So if you didn't have to work, if you didn't have to do a 9 to 5, you could probably give up coffee, right?
Yeah.
You could. It's just the keeping you alert for your job that you have to have.
Day-to-day, yeah, like to wake up and continue with my day. I gotta have. So what I do in the morning, I make 2 cups of coffee and I chug them. So I have that like energy boost. And so then, I kind of just go on with my day and I feel great. So I'm thinking like if I didn't have to do, errands and work, then yeah, I would quit coffee. No biggie.
Not many, but there are a lot of people who can't do that. Like I have a buddy, if he doesn't have 2 cups a day, he gets like migraine headaches. And then I got another friend who actually like went through a nasty detox. He might be watching this podcast at some point too. I'm going to send him this. He went through so this is a guy I've known for 30 years, 30, 35. So my best friend, one of my few friends from childhood that I still is close. Like I have 2 or 3 that are really like, I consider like really close friends that I still see and talk to. And this guy, we roomed together when we were 20, we were like 21 or 22. He was living with me for 6 months. He rented the room in my apartment. And I would make fun of him because he would go, this is in the 90s when all the coffee shops were popping up, Starbucks and all that shit. And he would go have like a double espresso he would go to the bookstore. The bookstore had the fucking Starbucks in it.
The Starbucks, yeah.
Right. And he would go and get this like triple crack espresso thing. And and then so we lost touch. And then I reconnected with him and I was like, what, are you still, how's the coffee? Are you still, and he's like, oh, I gave it up. And he went into a crazy like detox that he had to do where he went through like crazy weird physical things that happened to him for like a period of 3, 4, 6 weeks. And then now he's fine. Right. But now he's fine. But he had generally like, he was addicted. He was genuinely addicted, I'm
wondering maybe if I'm addicted as well.
I don't know, because if it's just because of your job, then it would be interesting to see. I
love my job, but I just need like energy. You know what I mean?
Right. But if you didn't have to like be in the hustle.
I have to work. You're right. Yeah. I wouldn't wake up early. I wouldn't need coffee.
Right. So you might still be like a cup a day.
Ooh, cup a day. That seems very little. I guess it's better to be a caffeine addict over
heroin, methamphetamine.
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of like a drug, but it's not like that bad. Soda has caffeine, tea has caffeine.
Okay, I do.
Chocolate has caffeine.
Yeah, I do tea. So when I do stand up, I have tea.
Your tea, yeah. Like tea has a lot of caffeine.
Yeah, but that doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me.
What kind of tea do you drink?
Black tea, Earl Grey.
Black tea?
Yeah, okay. And then if I have it too late in the day, this is where it gets weird. So if I have it too late in the day, I can't get to sleep. And I'll be up till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Time.
Huh?
What's your cutoff? Like, what's the latest? Or what time's the latest you can have your tea?
Well, the problem is if I have a show at 9 o'clock, I need to have the tea around 7. And that's already too late. So if I'm having the tea at 7, I have to kind of know it's going to be an insomnia night. I'm going to be up till 3, 4 in the morning. I'm going to have to watch porn. I'm going to have to watch a lot of porn, and I'm going to have to come like 4 times.
And
Forgive
then
me
that'll
for
put you
those
to
of
bed.
you. Maybe, yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that's a
that'll
good
put me.
idea.
What's that?
That's good. That's a good, solution.
Well,
I mean, I could do
recently,
that.
I don't think it's a good solution, but it's, it
It's
is what it
healthy.
is. Yeah, but it's like, you're sore after fucking 3 times, man. Shit.
Just use more lotion.
I'm just gonna have you show me sometime how.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Wink.
So, yeah, no, like I've recently been experimenting with doing shows without caffeine.
Oh, how's that?
I've had a couple good ones. So it makes me start to think maybe I can do it without the caffeine. But if I'm feeling sluggish, if I'm mentally, I know my mind. If I'm feeling not like acute and sharp, I have
Yeah.
to have the caffeine
Yeah.
is necessary. But sometimes I'm feeling fine, and I probably should try to do it without the caffeine, especially if it's a 7 or 10 minutes on stage, which is not a lot long.
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do it, no problem. If I can learn to do that. Now, when I'm on the road and I've got to do 45 minutes, then I have to have caffeine right before I go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that gets me, yeah. So that's my whole little thing. But yeah, we all have our shit that we deal with.
That is very true. Yeah.
So
I'm trying to
Michelle,
think right now. Wow, Starbucks sounds pretty good right now.
oh no, it's like that.
After this, I'm going to Starbucks.
Oh no, you'll be up all night.
Talk about caffeine.
You have built up such a tolerance now that it probably won't have any effect on you.
Yeah, so the latest I've had a cup of coffee. I want to say, no, actually it wasn't a cup, it was a venti at Starbucks, a big one. I think the latest I had, I think it was like 9 or maybe a little bit later, but yeah, like I can totally pass out after having coffee.
Wow.
Like I can go to sleep after having coffee.
Do you sleep?
Last night, I stayed up late because I was out running errands, so I had an Americano, and I was out as soon as I got back from my errands. No biggie.
How do you sleep? Do you sleep really good?
I think it depends. Like when my girlfriend's home, I sleep really well. But when she's gone, I think it takes me longer to fall asleep. She's a good cuddler.
That helps, right?
So,
Having that person,
snuggle.
having that snuggler next to you.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Well, I'm sure there's at least of the 50 devoted watchers that we have, at least 20 of them are imagining snuggling up next to Michelle Jacques.
Oh, that's so sweet. There's things that I'm doing right now that it just wouldn't be good for it. My reputation, I think. I know it sounds kind of stupid.
No, that's right. Yeah. That's good. That's good. I mean, if it's getting to be a pain in the ass, this is what I always say. Do what's easiest and what's fun and what feels right.
What I want to do, exactly.
Yeah, don't be at other people's mercy and, do what you want to do.
I do what I want.
It's not benefiting you. And by the way, you were telling me it's not even making you that much money.
It's not. So, yeah, I'm doing other things.
They can follow you on fucking Instagram.
I know. I think I post really hot pictures on Instagram.
I'm in one of them.
I know.
2 of them.
My friend.
Yeah, there's going to be more, by the way, that you people can look out for. We're going to be doing some fun stuff together. Anyway, you are awesome. This hour has gone by. Look how easy and fun this was.
It's already an hour. You're like just like my buddy that I want to chat with. We need to go hang out at the bar again.
We're going to do that. Well, don't we have a plan to do that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple weeks, I think, right?
Okay, right. And we're still good. We're still on for that.
Yeah.
Okay. So very excited about that. Yeah. So where can we find you? You tell us all your social media handles so we can find you. All those people out there can follow you.
So like I don't have TikTok, which I'm not against it. I just know that my entire life would just be on TikTok. I see my coworkers, I see my friends, and they are hooked, and I don't want to get there. So I only use Instagram right now. Facebook mainly is just family, but yeah, Instagram, Michelle Jacques XO.
Spell it out. Spell it out for us.
Machelle. My last name is a French last name. It's spelled Jacques and XO. Michelle Jacques XO.
And is there anything that you're working on that we can look forward to seeing?
Kind of. So I did like this little film thing. It's like a reality prank show. So that should be coming out on Netflix, but I can't really talk about it right now.
Oh, I think I know about that.
So it's going to be one little thing, but there are other things that are upcoming. So we'll see.
Okay, well, that is going to be it. We started a little bit early. So yeah, we came in just in an hour, and I'm just so happy to have this friend.
I'm happy that we met. You're really cool.
I'm so happy God put us together. Very cool. And so you're going to check her out, and she might be on here again. We might be
definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
See what happens, but this was a lot of fun. So thanks, No Idea Zone, for checking us out. Go check out Michelle Jacques, and thank you for watching the Jockstrap episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed whatever you saw on our channel today. Make sure to like, comment, and share everything you see here. And please hit that big red subscribe button. You have no idea how much it helps the No Idea Zone every time you hit that button. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next installment of the No Idea Zone.